Oh, she's getting tangled. Literally. Okay, we'll just put that in the back where no one will see. Hey everybody, it's Chaymie here and welcome back to another video. And today, to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Tangled, we're going to be taking a look at the new limited edition dolls of Mother Gothel and Rapunzel from the Disney store. And I think I'm gonna go with Mother first.
And before we start, I'm Chaymie and I like to make toy videos here on my channel, so make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell if you would like to stay tuned for more toy video content.
And here is Mother Gothel herself, because Mother does know best. She demanded that she go first, so I had to oblige. Her box is really gorgeous. I just love the ornate patterning all across her window, even though her window slit is still a little bit too small for my taste. I would have loved to see more of her in the box, but I guess it kind of feels like a little sinister vibe to it, a little claustrophobic. The gold parts on her box are not the usual gold foil. It's still shiny somewhat, but it's not actually foil. But I love all those details of the healing flower. And she is limited edition all 1400, which is a crime because it's 100 less than her original doll. And on the back, we get a nice long copy of the doll and the movie. It's also interesting to note that the movie logo Tangled does not appear anywhere on the box, the top window, her name placard, and even on the back just says Disney Mother Gothel. Now let's start taking her out of the box. So here is the certificate of authenticity, and mine is 1341 out of 1400, so it's quite close to the end. You can see that she is displayed gorgeously in the box. I love the way it's packed where all the details are already visible without you needing to take her out of the box. So that's why I just wish the window had been a little bit bigger so that we can admire all those details. While we debox her, I'll tell you about this funny story on the day of me ordering Gothel. So Rapunzel was announced, Gothel wasn't, but we had a sneaking suspicion that she might drop as a surprise, even though she didn't for the US website. Supposed to wake up at 6:30, but I woke up at 6:50. So by that point, 20 minutes in, Gothel was already showing the low stock badge. I tried adding into the cart, but it was already giving me the sorry it's gone error. She was so stubborn, she wouldn't get into the cart, and eventually the gray sold out button appeared. I was a little bit dramatic in a way where I decided to not even get Rapunzel because I was like, I'm not gonna get Rapunzel because I can never complete the set, it's incomplete. So I just gave up and moved on and went to work. And it was around midday when I decided to check Disney Store Australia and New Zealand, and they still had her. So that gave me a little bit of a hope to go back and try on Disney Store Singapore. I went back to her page, it was still sold out, and I started refreshing. And about 10 minutes into my refresh, the sold out gray button suddenly became blue again, and it said add to cart. And the sold out badge on the corner was still there while this message was popping up. So I didn't think much, I just added her into my cart and checked out. And boom, like 6 hours after the drop, I managed to get her. Okay, story time's over. We're back with the doll. So I just wanted to point out that a lot of T-tabs are holding all of the things down, like the flaps of her dress, their sleeves, even the ropes are tied down. So if you want her to look in that specific way forever, I recommend don't cut those off. But for me, I love movement and drapery and more free-flowing fabric style on my dolls, so I'm gonna be taking them off. And she is officially out of the box, so before we get to her, here is a look at her doll's box background. So it's the fire hazard scene during Mother Knows Best. It's staircase with the candles, her cape is gonna catch fire. And here is a 360 overview look at Gothel, and oh my god, she is absolutely stunning. Like, she is snatched, she is giving, she is everything. Just look at how long, drapery, and flowy her fabrics are. This is her sleeves. They are so big, it's like bat wings, it's so cool. And taking a look at the cape does not have a train like the first one. It just stops at her feet, but it still covers everything properly. The black part is satin, I believe, and the inner lining is this shimmery gold material. And yes, she does have a hood to go on her head, but with all this hair, I don't know how I'm gonna get it on, but she does have a hood. So first up, let's undo her cape so that we can get a better look at her dress. So for her cape, she has these metal fasteners and a chain. So I do believe those little brooches are that of the magic flower. Can't really say for sure, but they do look like the flower. And the attachment is just like the usual little S-shaped hook that we have on actual jewelry. So we just slide the little ring out and the cape comes off. The cape is super soft and it has weight so that it kind of drags and drapes behind her. So that's obviously good. I love that shimmery fabric so much. I don't know what it is, but it's sheer and it has all these magical lines going through it. And I will tell you, this is a proper cape. A proper cape that has the proper little shoulder piece there. Sometimes a cape is just a piece of fabric they wrap around the doll, but this one is executed so nicely. I don't think I'm gonna try the hood on while it's attached, but here we can take a look at how it goes onto her head. So it is quite nice, but I don't think I'll be able to fasten it. Oh, she's getting tangled, literally. Okay, we'll just put that in the back where no one will see. Now let's get into the details. First up, she is featuring a brand new face sculpt in her 17-inch form. I do think it might be the same sculpt that they debuted with the Midnight Masquerade doll. It's very similar, but I could be wrong. But the face is giving. It looks like she just stepped out of the movie. It's so good. And it's even giving Donna Murphy, her voice actress, that expression. It's, oh, really, no words. I love it when dolls play with more extreme expressions other than the blank neutral face or a general smiling face. And I love that Disney likes to play with that when it comes, especially when it comes to villains. Even for the princesses and hero characters, they kind of keep it neutral, but villains, oh, they get to be wicked. Her face paint is also absolutely gorgeous. Look at the colors in her eyeshadow. It has 4 different shades of colors in there. And I love that they're shimmery, has a little bit of a glittery vibe to it. I love her giant grin and her red lips, and there's even a shadow painted across to give that overall illusion. Her eyes do come across more blue on screen, but in person, it's very desaturated. It's that kind of sickly grayish blue vibe. Okay, now her hair. So her hair, she has these 3 little ringlet curls near the forehead, but for the rest of her hair, the best way to describe the hair is if you have a Moana doll or a Mirabelle doll, it's very close to that. This one does have a bit of gel, and usually for this type of hair, I don't mess with it. I just leave it as is because it's literally, again, tangled in there. But as long as you don't mess with it, they do look pretty nice. For her jewelry, she have these dangly earrings with a rectangular black stud and a jewel, and they are metal, and I love it when dangle earrings on dolls actually dangle, so it's already a win in my book. Moving on to her outfit. So her outfit is a one-piece dress. Everything is all together. And I just love the waistline. It's very snatched. It's very body hugging. There's no looseness going on in there. So the pattern makers absolutely did a phenomenal job. In terms of her design, she has this black satin neckline that goes all the way around. As you can see, it all attaches with Velcro on the back. Even the belt itself is sewn to the dress on the back. And for the main part of the dress, the material is almost felt-like. It has a little fuzziness to it. It's not exactly velvet, kind of like a felt material. Then we have the sleeves, which are a bit of sheer material and some satin, which we'll get into detail later. But overall, the silhouette of her dress is just giving curves. In terms of details on her dress, she does feature a lot of embroidery actually. So in the middle, we have the flower encased in what it looks like a dagger. So I really love the implementation of the dagger throughout all the patterns on her dress and the embroideries. She also have these additional embroidered little swirls on either side of her sleeves. She also have these golden ropes attached to her sleeves that goes all the way down. Speaking of sleeves, just look at this fabric. In the box, I didn't even see clearly. I thought those were part of the dress, but they are part of her sleeves, and long drapey sleeves, me, is a match made in heaven. They're very flowy, but at the same time they have weight, so it looks like they crumple at her feet, which is absolutely magical. On the outer side is red, this beautiful shade of deep maroon red with a purplish tint. I'm just making up words for colors at this point. Inside you got the sheer underlining there, and overall, even if you remove the sleeves, you can see that the silhouette of the dress is also very accurate to the movie, just showing a little bit more curves. And here is a closer look at the embroideries featured on her dress. So I love that they kept it consistent but played around with it. You know, the motif of the knife and the flower are there, and they just played around with it depending on which different part of the dress the embroidery is going to appear in. And then we move on to the belt. So the belt is technically a separate piece. It's not attached to the dress fully. It's just attached at the back. So it's still independently moving piece, I would say. And in the middle, she have this golden loop here that where all different pieces are attached to, and there are additional chains that runs across her hips. And I love these chains because they have this interesting spiral twist to them, which is absolutely beautiful because it catches more light as opposed to being flat. Although there are some parts that are not twisted and are still flat, but it's a very nice chain. Now, for the sash on her dress, it's two layered pieces where one on top is a smaller one featuring more embroideries, and the other one is a simple sheer layer underneath. And I just love this little additional chain and a jewel hanging down below. Like they could have not added it, but they added it, and I absolutely love it. And overall, you can see that the embroidery work is amazing here. Somehow the color of gold pops so much on her. And she is a very balanced doll where there's not overdoing the embroideries, it's not underdoing it, it's just a perfect right amount. But for the actual dress, the fabric is not a lot, so that you can pick and choose. If you wanted to look wide from the front, you pull it to the sides. If you wanted to make it look longer with the train from the back, you pull it to the back. So you pick and choose depending on how you want to pose her. And finally, we got the shoes. And she got boots! Oh my god. I've always wanted the first Gothel doll to have boots, but she just had these plain little heels, but now she got these really detailed boots. Look at the sculpting, look at the texture, the colors. They made it look so interesting. They could have just slapped on a black pair of boots on her and called it a day, but this is absolutely beautiful. But they're absolutely difficult to take off too. I tried for a bit, things started creaking, so I kind of give up. But you can already see the shoe pretty clearly here from anyway. And here is a stand, usual oval base, new reinforced saddle. And oh my god, you guys, she has little panties. Oh my god. And they actually serve a purpose. They're actually padded on the side of her hip so that she has more curves, and I guess that was the reason why she was giving curves with the dress on. And I think they have done this gimmick before with the Queen Eleanor doll from Brave. I could be wrong, but I feel like this is not the first time I've discovered this. There we go, Gothel is a drag queen. She has hip pads. Okay, while we're here, let's check out her articulation. So usual head, shoulders, elbows, wrists, obviously, but they're not here for the time being. And she moves at her hips, and she has the old hinged knees. Speaking of body parts, also we can take a better look at her hand. So her left hand is sculpted in a way where you can hold, so she can hold the knife. We also got her dagger. So it's such a nice addition. It's nicely sculpted. I wish it had been metal. That would have been really cool, imagine. But metal knife on a doll, well, probably they can't get around that. But anyways, it does feature a nice little paint job at the handle where it looks like it's kind of old and whatnot, so kudos to that. Making her actually hold the dagger is a little bit tricky without the rubber band because, technically you can hold it, but it just doesn't stay in it very well. So at least the trick I found, that's not the trick. At least the trick I found is to just kind of lodge the two little handles, the prongs, into her fingers, and then they're just stuck there. And that's the best way I can make her hold it. And I just have to show you another 360 overview of Gothel without the cape because just look at her. She's serving. She's giving Cersei Lannister. Actually, oh yeah, now that I reminded. Absolutely beautiful. I love, again, I keep on going about the silhouette of the dress and the way it fits her, the way the sleeves just drapes beside her. This doll is perfection. That is it. That is all I have to say. And of course, before we wrap up, I have to bring back our original mother from 2010, the original Gothel doll. So you can see that. One of the few key differences between them is the original Gothel is rooted in this really curly hair. There are actual curly hair coils that are rooted, so it does not have gel. It's very soft, it's very bouncy, but at the same time, because of that, it does end up looking very poofy, very big. It's harder to style, so she's giving a little bit head grid, whereas the new one, you can kind of style it more, tame it down more, so it does resemble more of the hair shape that she has in the film. Another major difference is the size of the cape. The first one had a large, big, long cape that drags behind her that is made out of velvet, whereas the newer one has a more toned down cape, but in terms of execution, has a bit more detailed in terms of its structure for sure. And lastly, the original one wins in this department. She comes with red painted fingernails, so I gotta slap on some paint on my new one as well. Alright, for my final thought, this doll is absolutely perfect. I didn't think I was gonna love her this much, because the original limited edition Gothel doll is one of my favorite dolls in my collection. And even when the new one's photos were released, there was a moment in time where I'm like, I could do without her because I just love my original so much, but she just blew me away. She is absolutely beautiful. I love the execution and the different take of her dress. Like they had a new design, but it also is so reminiscent of her look in the film. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm quite surprised. Usually when it strays away from the movie, I'm a movie accurate, basic bish kind of person. And this dress is making me fall in love with her. Actually, I have no notes. Literally, the only note I would even give is like, it would have been perfection if she had red painted fingernails, but it's just me finding something to say, because for me, no notes, actually. 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100 because she's probably 100 years old. So absolutely perfect. Whew, that was such a long video. But I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Collectors in the US, I hope Gothel comes out soon for you, and wishing you the best of luck because I am annoyed. Again, I forgot. Okay, now I have a point. Making her only 1400 is the crime. She should have gotten at least 2,000 so that everyone who wants her will be able to get her. So best of luck to everyone who is trying to go for her. She is absolutely worth all the stress and the panic. You can also check me out on Instagram at Chaymie Creates for my toy photography. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of what you think of Gothel. Do you prefer the old one? Do you prefer the new one? Sound off. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like, a thumbs up, subscribe, or share. It'll really help out my channel. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Rapunzel's coming.